Record them. All right, so welcome to our November ISA New Orleans Section Technical Program. As you might have just heard, we are recording this session. It's an online session. We're using Zoom meeting. In the past, we used to use Zoom webinar, which basically meant that everybody's lines were muted. On the meeting side, you're welcome to unmute and ask questions. We just ask everybody stay muted out and cut the background noise down. My name is Wayne Welk. I'm the ISA New Orleans Section President currently, and so it's been a while since we've did an event. So we're trying to get the machine moving again, and we really appreciate Southeastern presenting for us today, which we'll introduce our guest speaker in just a minute. But I do have a few things to touch on since it's been a while since we've last met. We have been able to get a couple of sessions here at the end of the year. So we do have one more session in December, on December the 12th, and that's going to be a discussion around cybersecurity risk management, and presented by Farshad Hindi with Schneider Electric. So that's going to be a great presentation for us. We'll continue to keep the momentum going, hopefully in 2024, and we'll try to get back to a monthly routine on our events. And as always, please share any feedback on topics or any other events you'd like to see us do. We definitely always welcome the feedback for what topics are relevant for you. Just a reminder, since it's been a while, staying up to date with us, we have our section website, isaneworleans.org. We can always use ISA Connect, which is the official channel for ISA and its members. And we do have a few social platforms that you could follow us on: LinkedIn, Facebook, and our YouTube channel as well. So a few things of note of recent, I just wanted to highlight this, but it kind of ties into our presentation today. We recently did the STEM Fest at the Superdome. It was sponsored by the New Orleans Saints and the Pelicans. And this has been a recurring event for the section. ISA has been a participant for many years now. They just brought it back to the Superdome in October. And I want to just a huge thank you to Brittany Krasmick with Petra Tech for helping volunteer this year at the table. This is a little snapshot of what we had. We basically set up a digital twin and with a real controller and some real sensors. And it was very interactive, and the students really enjoyed it. They kind of come up and push the buttons, make the pallets move, and it's always been fun to do this. We see all age ranges, from very young to high school level. A lot of the high school students were also in the first robotics programs, so those students who came to the table really were very interested in kind of automation and the sensors and just how it all comes together, as they kind of had some some knowledge from their robotics days. And then, the younger students just kind of like to push the buttons, but it's still very engaging. And occasionally we find a few that are just natural born engineers. We had one student this year who was about probably 10 or 11 years old and completely reverse engineered the whole table. He was very questioning me very well on how everything was connected and communicating to each other. So I was like a natural born automation engineer right there. So it's great outreach. That's part of our mandate from ISA, is to kind of help promote automation as a career path, and so we enjoy doing this event. Just a little update on the section status. We are currently listed as not in good standing. Basically, the bar is that we have to have at least 3 member meetings in a program year, and we have to have at least a president and the treasurer identified. So the last program year was 2022 to 2023. We failed short on the member meetings. We did try to have a couple, and they just never quite came together. And we kind of are without a treasurer at the moment. I think it's just a matter of membership lapse. So we're working to get that fixed. But If we don't get that fixed, then we might need to reach out to somebody to volunteer as a treasurer, but that's an important piece for the section to be listed as viable and in good standing. But I do think we're on pace to do our 3 member meetings. We've already got 2 scheduled in this term. We're doing one today and one in December, so that should be easy to get that back on track. So again, we welcome any feedback on topics and events to keep the section moving and viable. This is just something I wanted to bring to everybody's attention if they haven't been paying attention to it. The member billing update. So ISA is transitioning here to a calendar year renewal, which means that at the end of each year, in December 31st, your renewal is due for the next year. Being that they're kind of making this switch, kind of mid-year, they've been sending out prorated invoices. So those prorated invoices are kind of due by the end of this year. So basically, that would cover you to the end of next year. So if you haven't seen that or wondering why you're getting another renewal notice when you just paid not too long ago, that's due to this member billing update. So any questions on that, reach out to us. There's also a link here that explains the calendar year conversion. And there's also kind of a special going on. So if anyone's not a member or knows somebody who wants to become a member, any new member that joins today gets free membership throughout the end of this calendar year. And then there'll be, their membership will be due, to pay for next year. So another reminder on the benefits of membership, some of the key ones, as you're a member, it doesn't matter if you're a professional member, student member, you get access to various programs and standards and publications and education resources that ISA makes available. So you get discounts on training and certifications, discounts on ISA publications, standards, access to the standards. You can join a standards committee, as well as just being a part of the geographic section, such as New Orleans or Baton Rouge, and technical divisions as well. So just a reminder, if you don't remember all the benefits that you get, you can always go to ISA's website and take a look at that. All right, so enough of that intro stuff. Again, it's just been a while. So today, very fortunate to have Dr. Sadeh from Southeastern Louisiana University, who's the department head of their Industrial and Engineering Technology department. And just a little bit of a background here. I got to meet Mohammed back in the spring. So one of the benefits of my day job as an automation specialist is, for Rockwell, or for the Reynolds Company, for Rockwell Automation, is we get to see a lot of the local universities and colleges reaching out to us to get more automation into their programs. And Rockwell offers a toolkit for educational facilities that give them the software. And there's been over the last couple of years, there's definitely been a large outreach from local schools and technical and community colleges around automation. And I've been able to go around and see a few of these programs firsthand. And when I got to see Southeastern's program, it was very impressive. So I'm hoping over the next couple of months, we get to kind of highlight more and more of what's happening locally in our universities and colleges around automation. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Mechatronics is becoming a real word here in South Louisiana. There's a few schools now that are offering some mechatronics programs. And I was at North Shore Technical Community College a few weeks ago, and they're going to start an advanced manufacturing associates program next year. So again, lots of good things going on. And like we said earlier, part of our mandate here as ISA is to help promote automation as a career. And it's my hope that by doing these highlights, we'll get a little bit more partnership between industry and our educational facilities. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sadeh and let him take it from here. I'll let you share your screen.
Thank you. Oh, Thank you, and everyone. As Wayne mentioned, my name is Mohammed Saadi, Department Head of Industrial and Engineering Technology. I started here in Southeastern in 2012 as an assistant professor, and in 2017, there was planning for the department. It used to be, for those who knew it, it used to be Computer Science and Industrial Technology. So we have outgrown ourselves and the space and everything. So they decided to split the two departments and have industrial and engineering technology and computer science and information technology. So in industrial and engineering technology, we have engineering technology and industrial technology and the OSHA safety program. I'll go through that for those who want to know a little bit more about the department. But in general, this has been almost my 12th year here as a department head. This is my 6th year. And one of the things that I'm very proud of is the creation of the mechatronics program that will be the meat of this meeting with you today. We do have an advisory board, very strong indeed. Probably some of you maybe have the chance to attend or maybe get an email. If not, maybe one of your colleagues did. And I would love to have you on board, because this is one of the things that keep us ahead of, like, or aware, I would say, of what the industry is going through, or what is the need, so that the next graduate we push out of our doors is equipped with the necessary tools that you guys are expecting. So that would be something that we're always open to. I will start sharing my screen here. If you would give me that, Wayne, that allowance.
Oh, sorry about that. It should be. See. Oh, okay. Yep. You should be able to do it now.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Okay, so the organization of our department, as I mentioned, we have IT. IT probably is the oldest in the Southeastern. It's been more than 60 years that this program has been out there. Many of the programs started as a 2-year program, and this is the only 2-year program that Southeastern has is within our department. So we have an associate of applied science, and in there we have design, drafter, construction technology, supervision, and the safety. Safety started as a 2-year program back then, and then later on it became a 4-year program. The one concentration here that is of interest to this group is going to be automated systems, that I will circle back and talk more about. The other one that is considered probably the newest of the 3 programs, but the largest number of students and faculty, is the engineering technology, and we have 5 concentrations. For long, we had only 4, and we just recently came about creation of mechatronics. The largest group of all is mechanical, and in mechatronics, we have around 25 majors. Almost 4 graduates per year right now, almost at that rate, and we are seeing more stream and steady stream of students reaching the senior level. Those who graduate stay within the area. They go into advanced manufacturing. Some of them got picked up by MECO, Interlocks, Elmer, Smitty, Allpacks, just to name some of these employers. And then we have the OSHA program, Occupation Safety, Health, and Environment. This is one niche for the department and the university. Only few programs that are similar to it nationwide. The 3 programs are accredited. So the IT is accredited through the ATME. It's a mix of technology and management. So we have some classes that these students take, such as accounting and management courses. And then the ET is ABIT accredited through the Engineering Technology Accreditation Commission. And the OSHA is also ABIT accredited through the Applied Natural Science Accreditation Commission. We have around 533 students as of fall 2023, and they are distributed as that. And as you can see, the ET is 294. Almost half of that number are freshmen. As usual, the engineering name is catchy and a lot of students come in. Problem is not all students are equipped to continue in that program. So we find that some go into IT, some go to OSHA, and some just get out of the department after probably the first semester. So we are trying to maintain and that we have some bottlenecks courses and that we know of, and we're trying to change our tactics about how we can retain these students. About 100 to 110 degrees, give or take, is being granted each year within our department. So it's a fairly large department, even by virtue of numbers of students. I think we are probably the third or fourth out of 19 different departments. So plenty. And then as I mentioned, we do graduate students in the associate program. The ET, engineering technology, used to be less than 34 and 30 in general. Just recently, we had an influx in the senior year, and that's how we are seeing more graduating in the ET program. This is where most of our students go. I mean, this is the data that we have collected so far just last year. So they've been to these companies, you might know of them. We don't, share that information per individual, but we just take how much they report that they take or make and the job title and the place and just put it as an aggregate just to calculate the median. So the next time that you try to hire one of our students, that's or one of our graduates, that's roughly what is being given to them out in the market. Again, there is a range, goes as low as in the 40s and then as high as in 100,000. This is also another set of, and this is a mix. This is IT, ET, and OSHA. So you might find things as safety and drafting and all of that. This is the faculty body, and we have around 18 full-time faculty, 1 adjunct, and we have a lab coordinator. If you haven't come to Southeastern, I hope one time, one of these meetings that you just mentioned, Wayne, that we can probably host here face-to-face. I would love to have that. I'm the building coordinator as well, so I can a little bit, I open the space for us and tour the building. It's the newest as of now. There is a new building that the governor came here and the ground broke for us. But as of now, this is the newest building, came in 2017. So it's a 3-story building. The first floor is sitting on only 4 spaces, and we're talking about 70,000 square feet. So the first floor, which is almost 30 something, a little bit, well, 25, I'm sorry, 23, 20, so 1,000 square feet is sitting on 4 spaces. One of them is a machine shop, probably the largest in the region. It's very well equipped. We have a CNC robotics, we have a construction, and we have materials testing. These are the 4 spaces on the first floor. Second floor is more specialized labs such as mechatronics, industrial hygiene, drafting labs, computer labs, classrooms, thermodynamics, electronics, that kind of stuff. The third floor is offices and research areas for our students. OSHA just recently got the EBIT accreditation. Now the program is reaccredited. And as I mentioned, the other 2 programs are already accredited. The recent updates that we have in mechatronics, it's a 4-year concentration that we started in 2020. So it happened that, I came to know about the mechatronics apprenticeship, probably most of you know about, which is a GNO project to create an apprenticeship program for mechatronics that involved 3 companies, leading companies in the region, and 3 community colleges. I was invited to speak to them and, introduce myself to them. And that made me think that we should probably have, we need to push into mechatronics from a higher level in education-wise. Like there is the apprenticeship program, but probably there is a need for application engineers and engineering technologists. So I had a meeting with the dean, and I presented what we have, the courses that we already have in place, the courses that we are missing, and well, as usual, as long as it doesn't cost more manpower, meaning like hiring more people, it was not a big issue. So we decided to create a concentration. And if you know about the Board of Regents, if you have a concentration, it's easier to create another concentration and not go into a new program, which means, you know, you're gonna find your way through Baton Rouge and get the Board of Regents to approve things. It's a lengthy process. It's very, very detailed. But if you have a concentration, you can create another concentration, and that decision can be a university-made decision. So you don't have to go far, which was wonderful for us. We decided to create mechatronics. My first 2 degrees, I didn't probably mention that, I started in Jordan, and I was the very first cohort in the University of Jordan with the mechatronics. Started in 2000, I graduated in 2005, and I kept following the name mechatronics, and there was none really. Europe had some, and Malaysia had one. I applied to a university in Malaysia, and I went there, and I did my master. And when I tried to come to the US for PhD, there was still, until today, there is no mechatronics PhD. But then you can always get through it through mechanical or computer or electrical, and get your classes carefully chosen, and your thesis and dissertation and project on mechatronics. So I did something to the effect of e-braille, electronic braille, a reading device, and that was all mechatronics, mechanical and electrical and computing and sensing and all of that. So it was something I really enjoyed a lot. So I tried to maintain the mechatronics word as much as possible. So it's always was occurring to me that we really need to have that, and I would love to be the one leading it. So right now we are teaching that mechatronics here. As I mentioned, no additional manpower. It's just like articulation of courses and the creation of from existing courses, the creation of a setup or collection of courses that would lead to a meaningful mechatronics education. Another program that we started in 2019 is welding technology. So we are, and that's a 4-year program. It's not intended to, you know, create welders. It's actually trying to produce welding inspectors and welding supervisors. So it's higher demand, higher pay jobs. As we always like to call it, like the one who is looking over the head, over the shoulder of the welder to inspect and supervise their work. So it leads to one of the leading welding certification, CWI or CWS, as a requirement of finishing this degree. The relevant programs, as I mentioned, we have industrial technology, automated systems, and then we have in the engineering technology, mechatronics. So there are some classes that are actually cross-listed, like, for example, the PLC course that I'm teaching. I do cross-list these two, a class from automated systems and one from mechatronics, for a few reasons. One of them is logistics, that we have lists, you know, a few students in each class, and they both have to do with the PLC anyway. One is calling it PLC, the other one's calling it industrial controllers. But in reality, it's PLC. And many other, you know, classes are across the two that are shared. But mechatronics is more geared towards advanced manufacturing, logic design. They do also IoT, not so much with, you know, like, you know, nuts and bolts of automation, meaning the application, just the application. They also take it from a higher level, math or design kind of point of view. Some of the automation that we have right now, this is one project that I worked on. I had one students, or actually 2 students, do it a couple of years ago, and we had only the Click PLC. I'm sorry, we had the Logix, the MicroLogix 1100, and it has 3 push buttons. Trying to see this, okay. 3 push buttons and emergency push button and 3 lights. Recently decided to add a switch to it and have 2 more, or actually 3 more PLCs connected. So right now, if you see the selector, it selects the Siemens S7 as number 1, and then the MicroLogix 1100 as when the switch is put to number 2. 3 gets into the 810 that we got through Reynolds, through Wayne. And then the fourth one is the open source Click PLC. That's where we started, actually. The Click PLC is where this program started, because at the time we didn't have resources and we wanted to have students have the software on their computers. It's open source. It's through a company called Automation Direct here in Georgia. It served us for some time, and then we decided to add these few. Like just literally before this class I was teaching, just started the PLC on another class, and I pulled this one here and I connected the Ethernet cable to it, and I was able to immediately show them like the push buttons on and off and all that kind of stuff. This is how it is wired from inside. And we have now, right now, another project similar to it, a little bit bigger platform. We have 3 PLCs, the Click on the left, Siemens S7 on the middle, and then 8, I think it's 820 right here in the third one. And each one has its own HMI. So right now we have 3 PLCs, 3 HMIs. These cuts at the bottom are for the connections, like for example, HDMI or Ethernet or any cable. We'll put all these females or males on there, so you don't have to open to connect to them. On top of that, we have far right, we have variable frequency drive, and then we have, you can see a little bit of it, 3-phase motor sitting next to it. So all 3 will be able to control that motor, and all 3 will have access to these 4 push buttons in the ER, the potentiometer, the selector, the power, and 4 pilot lights. This is a senior design project for mechatronics students. I'm trying to get them to put their hands on mechatronics things. As you can see from inside, all these wiring happening. This is still work in progress. These pictures as of yesterday, so it's supposed to be finishing this semester. Here is actually the one I would think the jewel of the whole entire program that we have. It's a boxing station from Interlocks. It was donated to us around 2017. So it was a time that we were trying to move to this new building, so we had it cut into pieces, and then I had groups of students work on it. Recently, through Wayne again, we were able to acquire L24ER. Probably you see it here on this where the Ethernet cable is coming from, and then the 1769 modules that used to be part of the Micrologics 1500, which is a very old unit. You can't connect to it through anything except serial port, which was very problematic when you have plenty of students and trying all to work on it. So we decided to upgrade to something that is more industrial, more flexible to connect to. So we got that through the program, that the education program and the discounts that Wayne just mentioned. And right now I have the same this thing as part of a mechatronics class. So we have a PLC and then we have mechatronics class. So in the mechatronics, I'm asking them to upgrade the whole system using this software, and we're moving this hardware, and we're moving into Studio 5000. So trying to little by little get more industrial components and standard industrial practices and softwares into our curriculum. So this has everything except the robotic arm that was on the top that they took, it's like $100,000 piece. Everything else was donated. So to me, it has the conveyor belt, has the pneumatics, has all of these things, sensors, communication. It has everything that we really need, so it's been very, beneficial to us. I'll come back to this in a second. I'm going to go to our website and show you a few things. But then I wanted to also put in front of you, because you guys are in the industry, we have 2 career fairs that are happening here on campus. One of them is Wide Open Career Fair that takes place in September, just happened a while ago. And this is for the entire university. There is actually one called Tech Connect that is specifically for our department and computer science only, and it takes place in our building here. This past March, we were able to pull in around 50 employers, and they come across, across the board: industry, safety, hospitals, software companies, you name it. So 50 employers looking for students from within our department. So just keep that information handy if you would like to send it to your HR unit for them to come in here, have a booth, and spend a few hours with us, get to know our students, get to know us as well. That's happening on Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. And with that, I would like to go to our website, as I mentioned. So here's our, do you guys still see the screen? Am I still there, Wayne?
Yeah, we got your, I got the browser up. Yep.
Good. So this is our website. It has plenty of information that hopefully you'll find helpful. So if you'd like to go to either one of these three programs, these are the links, and I'll go through the engineering technology, industrial technology. Here's our undergraduate coordinator, Jared Reno, explaining a little bit about our IET programs. We keep our highlights here. And one of the other things I would like to also put in front of you is that we keep job opportunities. This is a Google form that we keep changing whenever, so students or anyone can actually, for that fact, can go there and search for certain current positions. So if you guys have any needs and you'd like for us to post it to our students, we will do that. We do have also a LinkedIn account that has almost all those who graduate in the past 6-7 years. We also keep in here industrial partner information. So you'll find a lot of our companies or our partners, some information about them, their website, and any job postings that they might have, current ones. And if you are to go to industrial technology and go into the automated systems, we have each curriculum sheet is planned like that. So this is where if you would like to know more about our programs, all these things, English and science and general ed and math, these are standard. This is where all IT students, the top right is the core courses. Everyone has to take all that kind of stuff because we are talking about concentrations, not different programs. And then they will just differ in these courses right here. So for example, the class that I'm actually cross-listing is Industrial Control Systems, which is PLC. I'm cross-listing it with another ET one. But then they take also CAD/CAM and CIM. They do take, as I mentioned before, there is some management courses, economics and accounting. They take the standard industrial courses, electrical circuits, materials, metallurgy, welding, fluid power, machine tools, all that kind of stuff. Everyone has to take all these courses. In the ET side, in engineering technology, we have the mechatronics, and because I'm teaching mainly in this, I can probably speak a little bit more. Same thing, you have English, science, and all of that. There is difference in the math. Here we require up to Calculus 1, so pre-calculus and Calculus 1. Probably this is one of the reasons why many students find it a little bit challenging, although it's not that much, to be honest. Same thing, we have some ET courses that everyone has to take. Didn't mention that in the ET, because of ABIT and a few other things, we have a senior design capstone course that is 2 semesters, and that's senior design 1 and senior design 2, 493 and 494. And this is where we start, getting them into digital logic and computer logic organization. That's ET 212. Before that, they take C language in 212. And before that, even they take computer applications. That's MATLAB. They cover 3D and 2D in ET 111. Electrical circuits, all of that is being taken there. Seminar ET 490, that would be a wonderful place for us to invite you guys or anyone who's interested to come and talk to our students. And we mandate that those who take that class are the graduating seniors. So literally those who are in ET 490 are going to graduate in this December. So that's one mandate that we try to maintain there. So they take C, they take 215 is digital logic. That's a preparation for what would come later on. They take C++ in ET 221. That's analog electronics right here. And this here is IoT. They deal mainly with the Raspberry Pi and IoT Python over the web communication and control. And this is the class programmable logic controllers that we try to cover 3 PLCs and 3 HMIs in it as much as possible. And indeed, I invited Wayne last spring, sorry, to come and talk to us about the HMI with Alan Bradley products, and he kindly agreed to, and we had a wonderful time with him. Here's Digital Electronics 325. This right here is an industrial class where we deal with three-phase and just industrial electrical machinery in general. This here, ET422, is a continuation of PLC. So this is like more applications. So if I have a big piece of machinery, for example, that has PLC and sensors and whatnot, asking students to build one or maybe upgrade one. So they have to go through the troubleshootings. They have to do a lot of testing, how to master the use of digital multimeter. Many of them come in and think that the digital multimeter is just for, measuring voltage and current resistance. They don't know much of its, functionality for, especially for low power applications or for continuity and all of that. Here is the class that I also teach, 425. This is taught to several groups. We teach it to mechanical, computer, mechatronics as core course, and it is elective for electrical. That's where I try to push a little bit of automation in there. And before, 2012, before I joined, they used to just cover a little bit of control in it, MATLAB and control in general. So I decided to add more automation. And that's where automation actually started in our program. We do have a class that's robotics and automation. We have a FANUC arm here. And we have Chuck Crabtree, probably some of you know, from NTCC, who comes and teaches this class for us each spring. And then the students can take one technical elective, and we try always to push them through the internship. Anything that has to do with internship, we would love for them to go there. Last, I would like to share with you one nice project, mechatronics. I think this would be a very good way to end this presentation. It was a clock project. This clock project, let me make it a bit bigger. All right. So it used to be, well, it was spotted first by one of our faculty in the surplus. And, by going with the history of it, we found that it was actually a 1948 class donation to the university that was kept in the men's basketball, old building that they had to pull old maps to show me where it was. Anyway, it was just what you see with the bulbs at the back, that most of them were so much yellowed and non-working and just like very, very old stuff. So we decided to work on it a little bit more. So as you can see here on the bottom, you see, I think these 4 lights at the bottom is for the 4 quarters. And then you have a buzzer in the middle. I think this was for the scores, like 2, one for the score for this visiting team and one for the home team. So we decided to take it in and to work on it as a project. No students were involved. It's literally one faculty who has so much passion for it. He was about to retire, and me trying to make this happening for him, because he, he's a dear and he was a mentor to me. So we got it, we brought it in one place, and then we started moving into, okay, what's missing? So we replaced all the bulbs with LED bulbs, 12-volt AC. And then I used a Mega Arduino, because there are so many inputs and outputs in this thing here. And then we went through having these relays, just to move the logic, make the logic, turn them on and off, and just let the external power turn the lights on and off. This is where you see the truth table for the logic that was behind it. We sent it to someone who really, put some clear marking on them. And then here you see the clock, the real clock, that will produce the time, year, everything to the Arduino. A lot of drawings everywhere. Right here we added the 2 stepper motors and the gears, so they can control the 2 arms, one for the minutes, one for the hours. As you can see here, the 2 arms, and this is a close-up look at what the stepper motors are working on. So everything was calculated to where we make sure that we have exact rotations per minute and per hour and all of that. We had physical facility, or I'm sorry, physical plant coming here and installing it, and this is where it used to be. Right now, it's actually down because we're still having a lot of work on it, but that's where it is right now. One cool thing that we did to it was the 4 lights here are going to represent the binary of the hour. So like if you are at say 12, it's 1, 2, 4, 8. So 4 and 8, 12. So if it is 11, it will be probably 1, 1, 0, 1, going from the right to the left, or left to right will be 1, 0, 1, 1. So that's the one thing that we just added to it. So it's a mix. If you look at it from the front, it's 1948. You look at it from the back, it's a 2020, 2022 kind of deal. With that, I would like to end and thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to introduce myself. Really, what I see this mechatronics going to is to become a hub and a place where we can produce what the industry needs. So your input is extremely important to us. Would like to have you sit in our advisory board. I'd like to have more mechatronics people presented there. If there is any need for internships or full-time, or if you want to come and talk to our students, invited to a seminar class or a PLC, you would like to come and introduce something, or maybe talk to them, promote something. Anytime you would like to do that, just let me know. And again, thank you so much. And Wayne, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity.
Oh, no, our pleasure. Appreciate you taking the time. And yeah, I mean, Southeastern, if you haven't been there, it's a beautiful campus, and the building, like you said, it's brand new, it's state of the art. It's a great facility, and I like the idea of maybe trying to do an event up there. Maybe we'll work something out, some kind of event, and then also just send me a reminder as you get closer to that March Tech Connect event, and we'll make sure to promote that to our ISA members as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is the building, if you can see it. So if you drive by North Oaks, going between the tracks and University Avenue, not far away from downtown, this is our building here, 3-story building, right there on the street. Again, I would love if this is to happen face to face. So would love to have you here on campus.
Awesome. State of the art. Actually, didn't realize I was stealing your own terminology there off the website. But it's a really nice building. So so we'll give everybody just a minute. If anybody would like to ask a question, please feel free to do so. Dean, looks like you unmuted.
Yeah, I did. Just curious on that little clock project and the person that was retiring. That wasn't Bob Deeb by chance, was it?
Oh, no, it was Roy Bonnet.
Okay. Do you know
You know
Bob?
Roy, right?
Yeah, I don't know Roy, but do you know Bob Deeb?
Yeah, Bob, I served with Bob, I think, for 3 years. He
Okay.
around 2015 he left. Yeah,
Yes.
I joined 2012, and I lived not far away from him, so I saw him sometime just walking around. Yeah, he's still doing fine.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, and just the birth of the mechatronics program. I think you mentioned there were 3 companies that were involved there. I know, I guess, what Elmer's, Latrim Interlocks, and was there a third company that
And Zatran.
Saturated? That's okay. Yeah,
Right.
very good.
Yeah, and then the 3 community colleges, Delgado, Nunes, and NTCC.
Okay.
Yeah, and Chuck Crabtree is my guy at the NTCC. He is the lead mechatronics faculty there. They have also a trailer, actually very well equipped trailer. They brought in that trailer a couple of times here. So they take it to events such as STEM and promoting their own programs. They bring it here, and I think he is giving the E3 certification, I think, to our students. So it is part of his robotics class that he's teaching to our students. He promotes that kind of certification. Very good guy, very good connection with him.
Yeah, I was going to probably ask Chuck, hopefully do an update for us in a month or two, maybe after the first of the year, because they have a great program there too, and they do a lot of hands-on. I know they have a lot of Festo trainers, so they do some cool stuff. So it'd be nice to show that off too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Southeastern, of course, is a 4-year program. North Shore Technical is a 2-year program. So yep, there's a path for everyone out there to get involved. in automation and mechatronics. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Only other one comment. There's just is that I do work a lot with a lot of your graduates that are at Allpacks, and very bright individuals, very good engineers. I think some of them came from the computer science program.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to actually my audio is down there. I'm trying to catch. I didn't hear the last part.
That's okay. I was just saying that we do work with Allpacks and several graduates of your college there at Allpacks. Very good engineers, extremely good software engineers specifically.
Correct. So I can't stress enough on that the importance of the advisory board meeting that we are having. It's you guys are our eyes out there. I mean, we wouldn't know much of what we do if it is relevant or not. Like for example, the Click PLC. For long we've been doing that, and then one meeting we had a couple of people saying, you know, you really need to push more industrial PLC, not Click PLC, and that kind of like, yeah, I mean, yes, I'm doing probably with what I have a little bit of knowledge pushing to the students, but why not making it an industrial one to where if they are going to be hired, at least they have seen that kind of stuff. So at the time it used to be RS Logix 500. Now we're moving into the 5000, which is more industrial, more powerful. So we are trying to respond as much as possible to your comments and your needs, because we really don't want to graduate students with obsolete, you know, like skills to where it's we're not going to teach them assembly when everyone is going Python and C#. That's the kind of importance of that meeting that we have.
Yep, it's valid points. And I will say that you know, if you want to follow the program, you know, their LinkedIn account, you do a really good job with that. So that's always a great place to see what's going on, events, upcoming advisory board meetings as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so this email leads directly to me. If you have any needs, or you know, you want to come over here, or you want to you know, have, or you have any information about internship or anything like that, you can use it. This is where our LinkedIn account. We have a Twitter just because, you know, this is the only way that we can get the tweets show up here, the feed. So we really do the LinkedIn, and then I just jump over there and then post it just for it to keep coming here on the tweets. But literally on LinkedIn account, we have everything that, or you will be able to see everything that you need over there.
Great. Okay. Looks like perhaps no other questions. So we'll let everybody get back to business and get back to school there. So I really appreciate you taking the time and doing this, and I appreciate everybody joining and listening. And I do hope that you know, we can, like we said in the beginning, we can foster a better relationship between industry and our academic partners. So so I appreciate everybody taking the time, and have a great day.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.